Hello, how's everyone doing? It is your fallen angel back with another video. Today, we are going over Chinese Sexual Astrology, Eastern Secrets to Mind-Blowing Sex. Specifically, we are going over Where Will I Find My Soulmate? Explained. So without further ado, we shall begin. Significant people come into our lives at appointed times. As we are presented with many choices throughout our lives, there are also many individuals who will, in their own way, take us down a certain life path. Now, the people you see in your lives, more than often than not, are people you have dealt with in past lives. There's oftentimes things you have to overcome in this sense. But what we specifically must recognize is the people you are with can either give you happiness or give you the opposite of happiness, maybe torment. So it's essential to choose wisely, right? You have a selection of choices in your life. It may seem like you are in control, but really, are you in control? Each potential partner carries their own unique combination of spirit improving or spirit destroying potentials. Is searching for one's soulmate a gamble of sorts? Definitely. So the people you are associated with, whether this be lovers, family members, work acquaintances, anything of these sorts, right? Partners of any sorts. Each person carries a unique combination of spirit improving or spirit destroying potentials, right? We see this many times in this earth. Many people can get into situations unscathed, and many people are tormented for the rest of their eternities. So it's essential to select who you're with wisely, right? And Chinese astrology will definitely help you pick out who is more compatible and who is least to be compatible with you. But by using the universal principles of Chinese astrology, we can make more informed decisions about who might be a better bet for us to further our spiritual, mental, and physical happiness. So yes, guys, feel free to check out our Chinese astrology guide on this channel to further understand the zodiacs and understand how the Chinese recognized that everything in this cosmos is operating off a 12-year cycle. 12-year cycle that will end up being a 60-year cycle, right? Once everything loops together. As we are spiritual creatures, contained within a mutable physical body, our ultimate purpose in this earthly existence is spiritual or soul development. Love, enticement, and affection all originate at a soul level. So beyond the physical enjoyments that we have in life, it is a journey for your soul, a learning curve for your soul. Everything in this life is a learning curve for your soul. It's not just surviving and reproduction. It's about learning your soul, your earthly existence. Whether we're climbing the ladder in the Kabbalah, whether we're climbing the spinal cord in Hinduism, whether we're understanding spirituality in any sorts, your earthly existence is your body's reincarnation to learn more about the spirit and the soul, right? This is why we keep being put on this earth, to keep learning about the inner self. It is beyond the physical plane. The closest experience we can have with our Creator is through the experience of loving others. Indeed, it is through the selfless act of giving with no thought of getting anything in return that we can glimpse the very essence of our Creator and nurture the very best of ourselves. So the Creator, the macrocosm, God never asks for anything back, but He gives us everything, right? The same thing is about love. Love differentiates from lust. Love is sacrifice. Love is giving without ever expecting anything in return. Love is sacrifice. Lust is transactional. Lust is I want, I need. Love is I give, I love. A true soulmate can be identified as one who walks alongside of us in support and agreement of purpose. Soulmates share a life goal and steadfastly work together to achieve it. On the darker side, potential joy and one's higher purpose can all be destroyed by uniting with the wrong individual. So it's essential to understand whether this is astrology, whether this is soulmates, whether this is any aspect in life. Everything in this world is operating off duality. The good and the bad, the light, the dark, the morning, the night, masculine and feminine principles. Everything in this cosmos is operating off duality, the positive and the negative. So your soulmate may be able to help you receive joy, work towards your goals, etc. And on the darker side, you may face someone who is going to put you through torment, right? So it's essential to choose wisely. A spiritual connection is the first and most crucial support for a successful mental and physical relationship. In order to have a fulfilling physical union and a lasting friendship, this critical first step in the spirit, mind, and body connection cannot be skipped or ignored. It goes beyond the body, guys. It's beyond the body. It's a spiritual connection that cannot be described in this physical plane. It's almost etherical, right? It's the fifth element of ether that is going on. All superior and truly fulfilling sexual relationships are built upon this cornerstone. However, it is sometimes difficult to differentiate between infatuation, lust, and love. Now, this is a difficult task many humans are going against, right? Yes, many people can be infatuated with you. Yes, lust is abundant. But finding someone to love is much different than these two, right? Then all three, they are different in their aspects. Now, infatuation and lust can seem intense at first, but love is intense steadily over time. Now, confusing the both will lead you in either harmony or torment. So it's essential to understand how these differentiate from each other. Therefore, one must ask the critical questions. Will a certain romantic alliance make me a better person? Is this a balanced relationship of give and take? Or does this attachment elicit only discouragement, continually bringing out the worst in me? Ask yourself this with the people you're around. Ask this about family members, relationships, work colleagues, love relationships, anything. Is it a beneficial relationship? Is it pulling the best version of yourself? Is it eliciting only discouragement? Is it bringing out the worst in you? You need to ask these questions because this is a way to gauge what is going on. This is a way to gauge the future of what is going to happen to you eternally. We will assist you in determining whether the people you encounter are potential long-term relationship material or merely passing attractions that enable you to work through some unfinished business. Now, in this cosmos, the reason you're here is because you have unfinished business. You have a reason why you're here. You have unfinished business to do. Now, whatever that business may be, it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to recognize the synchronicities and realize what it is that you have left unfinished. We need not look far to find significant connections in our lives. Most of the relationships that we would consider important today can find their origin in past associations. The reality is that there is no need to go searching for our soulmates, as twin souls have an ongoing connection that neither time nor mortality can separate. So, the people you see in your lifetime, the experiences you go through for a reason, right? These people you end up seeing, it wasn't coincidence, right? It would never be coincidence sometimes. More than likely, a million different counters can happen. A million different nuances can take place. But for some reason, set in stone, you guys met, right? You guys were at the same spot. You guys were at the same workplace. You guys were at whatever the nuance may be. You cannot separate this ongoing connection. Time and space cannot separate it, right? So there's no need to ever go searching, because there's no such thing as a search when it will come to you naturally, right? There's nothing that's going to separate it, this time and space. It's your mindset that will be limiting. your mindset that you don't have a soulmate, or your mindset that you will never find it, is limiting. But patience is definitely key. A good mindset is definitely key. And understanding how the cosmos works is a great key. Whether we identify them in the moment or in the retrospect, these karmic relationships will inevitably unfold before us. We have only to recognize them. So like we mentioned, guys, everything in this cosmos will show you synchronicities, your dreams, your experiences, the people you're around. We call this the Fibonacci loop. You will see everything over and over until you recognize and pick it up yourself. Whether this is experiences, traumas, people, etc., you're going to pick these things up over a course of time. From the moment you were young to the moment you were old, you will see the things you've seen over and over. Through yourself, through other people, because people mirror and reflect yourself as well. Your inner self will be reflected through others. These kinds of spiritual and soulmate relationships can occur between same-sex persons as well, as in male-female relationships, but both have one thing in common. They are unions in which each couple is brought together to achieve a common goal, and each person contributes to the personal growth of the other. So, do not be discouraged on what happened, because everything is a learning process. Everything is a learning curve, right? You would not be mad at a baby because he's not a mechanical engineer. He's just a baby. You're going to say, he will learn over time. The same thing is true to yourself. Do not just say, I wish I did things differently. And I'm sure you do wish you did things differently. But if you didn't learn, you would have never known. Now, I explain it sometimes when I explain this. I could tell someone, don't put your hand near the burner. The burner's hot. And some people will listen. But there's people in this cosmos that have to put their hand near that burner. This is what we know as experience. To truly understand what it means. And once they get this experience down, then they understand, well, I shouldn't have put my hand near that burner. But at least moving forward, I have my confirmation, right? They need to confirm their bias. They need to confirm this before they can truly agree with something. They have to go through it themselves. This doesn't mean that two soulmates won't experience friction. However, at times, each may feel that the other person is the source of, rather than the remedy for their pain. So it's essential to always do self-reflection, right? More than likely, the people around you will be a self-reflection of who you are. The people you engage with will be a self-reflection of who you are. So to see the pain in others, to see the hate in others, is to also hate the inside of yourself, right? So it's essential to recognize how all these things are in duality, and recognize, to realize, rather than the remedy for their pain, instead of seeing the source, they are seeing them for their pain. This feeling is due to the fact that the soulmate mirrors the other and thus spiritually empowers their partner to develop their strengths and confront their weaknesses. In essence, the soulmate enables their partner to emerge as the whole and fulfilled human being they were meant to be. So, there's many times in your life that you're going to see people, family members, friends, lovers, and you say, I truly despise the way they act, or I really hate the way they do things, or I hate that they act like this. But really, more than likely, it will be a mirror of yourself. It will be a reflection of who you are. It will be the things that you hate in others, or reflections of things that you hate in yourself, because it seems like they are mirroring who you are, right? Everything in this cosmos is power of mind. In order to love yourself, you will be able to love others. If you are to hate something in someone else, you are also saying that you hate yourself in a way as well. So everything in this cosmos must be understood as a learning process for everyone. Not just to say that children are the only ones that are learning and adults don't. Everyone in this cosmos is learning. Their spiritual journey is different from each other. So when we explain this whole concept, soulmates mirror. They mirror on purpose so you can see your weaknesses. For you are not always strong and you are not always weak either. But it's essential to see both so you could become and grow more and experience more within yourself, not just in the physical, but in the soul part of your body. Fresh insights, new sets of choices, and new arenas in which to make these choices are the gifts given to us as we identify and pursue our life's purpose and seek spiritual enlightenment. So every time you're reincarnated, it seems like there's a different set of events, different set of people that you've never seen. It seems like you're starting on a new slate, which you technically are because you don't have memory of the past life. But the soul, it remembers everything. The subconscious is watching everything. Everything is being watched and recorded, right? Whether we're talking about Akashic records or just the subconscious watching everything. It's essential to understand. Your gift is your ability to choose and learn. This is your greatest gift, is your hippocampus's ability to learn things and to truly recognize who you really are inside. Destiny will assist us and steer that familiar soul into our path. Yes, destiny is real. You are here because of destiny. Same thing will apply with your soulmate. Destiny will steer them into your path. But our fate will be determined by what we do with these opportunities, as well as by the natural consequences of our choices. Remember, guys, for every action, there is a direct opposite reaction. Your choices have consequences, right? So your soulmate will fall into your path, sure. But what happens in the long run will be a amalgamation of your decisions, amalgamation of your choices during these opportunities. What did you do during these opportunities? Did you make the most out of it? Or did you scurry away because of past traumas and fear? What happened? That is what you have to ask yourself, right? And you will constantly have moments in your life where you'll be able to redeem yourself, because everything is a learning process until you learn to overcome your fears. Whether you long for a soulmate who will assist you in spiritual growth, or a twin soul who joins with you to complete an important work or purpose, let's continue on and see if any of these connections are occurring in your life right now. So guys, we'll go into this more in depth later in future videos, whether we talk about the yang individuals, the yin individuals of all the zodiac animals. With that being said, guys, this has been Chinese Sexual Astrology, Eastern Secrets to Mind-Blowing Sex. Specifically, where will I find my soulmate? Feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Check us out on Patreon, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram, things of that nature. This has been your fallen angel, and I am out.